Fuck you mean? The Kings ain't going nowhere. It's real. The Kings are real. Ah! Turn the fucking Jets on! Turn the fucking Jets on! Fucking business trip. Turn the fucking Jets on! Turn the fucking Jets on! Give me a hell yeah! Bang! No regard for human life!
Arm the laser.
I'm in the laser! Begin laser ignition!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite show.
What did I tell you? I told you. Turn on the Jets and let's roll. Tire this team out. How we doing on a Friday night in San Francisco?
What up, Deuce? Hey, Morgan.
Hello. Okay.
I'm rooting for y'all.
But how about those damn Kings, my man?
Let's go, Kings. Deuce and Mo. Yay. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo.
Yes.
I'm just soaking this in for a second.
Soak it in.
Warriors, come out.
I don't even need to do that. Don't do that.
No.
This isn't what I'm here for.
No.
Deuce.
Before we start the podcast, everywhere I went on social media, everywhere I turned on, listening to 95.7 The Game.
Be nice to my guys.
All I heard was I was going to a funeral tonight.
They did tell me to wear black.
Bonte told me he was wearing black because it was the King's funeral tonight.
Bonte.
All I heard was Game 6 Clay. Cut that music, because what I saw tonight was a team from Sacramento, the capital city. They drove down I-80. They showed up at Chase Center, and they heard the noise about Game 6 Clay. They heard the noise, Morgan Reagan, that the Warriors had figured it out. They were more confident than ever. But what happened tonight?
What happened?
Kings played like dogs. That Chase Center crowd.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Do we even call it a crowd?
No.
If their goal was to be quiet tonight, mission accomplished because the Kings, against all odds tonight, went to Chase Center in San Francisco. They were the aggressor, Morgan Reagan. They were the physical team. They looked like the experienced team. And tonight, they punked the Golden State Warriors. And oh, what do you know? Sunday. A beautiful Sunday afternoon, a warm Sunday afternoon at Golden One Center in Sacramento. The basketball universe is going to have their eyes on Kings Warriors Game 7. How sweet is that? How are we doing on Night Chat, baby? Let's check in with the live crowd. We're on the road in San Francisco. I was so pumped up tonight. I didn't take a lift back to the hotel so I could do this podcast. I walked my sweet ass home as I just peered at the Warriors fans walking in dismay, walking in disbelief because they just witnessed their team get punked tonight. They witnessed their team not execute down the stretch, and they saw two guards. You're telling me about the Splash Brothers?
Deuce does not
You're
speak for the
telling
both
me
of us.
about the Splash Brothers? How about my Wildcats? Fox and Monk tonight. Fox.
Ooh.
I went to shake his hand. That's what it looked like tonight.
Okay.
He was missing a finger.
I
and he
made that
still
joke.
got the job done, did you?
I said he played with 9.5 fingers. 9.5.
Oh, and let's talk about this.
9.5.
You know, I'm feeling good tonight. This was under my suit. I was wearing Morgan's vision board, that T-shirt. She got me as a playoff gift, her vision board before the season that said, oh, I need Fox. I need Fox to come through. Oh, enjoy. Enjoyable basketball.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hope to turn my pain into a smile, which
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
smiling.
And Morgan, before the season, she drew an ugly drawing of the Kings logo fast, and they said, would you get that tattooed if they made the playoffs? She said, sure. And you know what she did yesterday? Look at this. Yesterday, she got this tattoo. So as we sit here together on a Friday night, just drink this in.
Oh, I'm
Drink
drinking
it in. And I know, Morgan Reagan, mission's not accomplished.
No.
There's one more win to get. There's one more. But guess what? If I'm playing a Game 7, I want it to be on my home floor. The Kings have some demons to execute. They've got an opportunity that no one thought they would have. Oh, the Warriors are going to win 4 in a row now.
You need to calm down so we can
No.
talk about the game.
No. We are going to talk about the game, Morgan, but I'm taking a second, and I'm going to guess when I look
4 or
at the
5
chat
minutes.
in just a minute, I'm going to see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe 1,000 of, oh, hell yes, in the chat, because they all agree with what I'm saying. They're saying, preach, Deuce, preach. They're saying, Deuce Mason, you said on the way down to San Francisco tonight when Morgan was driving you. You know what you said, Deuce? You said, I think this Warriors team's gassed. I think that if you run them on short rest, it was going to be a problem. And what do you know after the game? Malik Monk was echoing the basketball minds words.
I need some beer if I'm going to do this the whole show.
It's not going to be the whole show, but can I log in to see the chat?
Yes.
I better be seeing some hell yeah. Oh, I'm seeing the hell yes. I am seeing, give me a hell yeah. I'm seeing hell yes, and I'm seeing preach, Deuce, preach, Deuce, preach. In fact, it is echoing down from the valley all the way to in front of Oracle Park right here, right now. And, oh, what is this? What is this? A little Beam Team beer from Black Dog Brewing, because we're sipping this to... Before we get started, and
Cheers.
shockingly enough, we have not gotten started tonight.
Shocking. Are you really shocked? Are you
What
really
I need
shocked?
you to do
Oh.
is to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Let's continue to grow this bad boy. Morgan, I am feeling good tonight. And I understand
I know,
mission's
I wanna
not
talk about it.
accomplished, but this was a big time performance by the Sacramento Kings tonight.
Let's talk about it.
I'm amped.
Oh,
I am amped.
So
I want you elbow me in the face so I can look like Sabonis. That's how amped I am.
no, and you have to keep it down a little because
You're right.
we
We're
are in a hotel.
Okay, you're right.
There you go.
But still 9:30. It's not.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
It's
matter.
Friday night.
There you go.
Deuce has a good buzz on? No, I don't.
Jesus.
That's the thing. I don't have a buzz on. I am feeling this good. Appreciate you guys so much. KO says the audio sucks. Okay, test. It shouldn't, maybe. Hopefully not.
Really?
Test. Maybe I'm holding the mic too close. Sorry, guys. We're on the road,
No,
man.
hold the mic close if you're gonna.
Test.
Hold the mic close. That's
Great win. Good hammer.
I'll listen real
Pangs.
quick.
Let's give a quick. Everyone's saying it's fine. Everyone's saying it's fine. It's fine. Okay.
So we have a liar.
Yeah, we might have a liar. It may not be as great as usual. We're on the road, dude. We had to go see the game tonight. All right, let's give some love to the people watching us live. How about a roll call we haven't done lately? Shout out to our buddy, Dissect Podcast in the building. Best podcast in the world. We got Jessica. We got A. Ron the Beast 916. Lorraine Fox is in the building. And Lorraine Fox, you should be proud.
So
because
proud.
your son is a dog.
9.5 fingers.
Oh,
What?
my goodness. Megadeth Knight, Tim Garrison, West Sac Kings fan, and Brooke. Oh, Cole, I love Mo and I love Deuce. We love you too.
love you.
What's up, everybody? The chat is popping. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get it going. Deuce and Mo coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. A little road edition in San Francisco tonight. After the Kings did the unthinkable. They avoided elimination tonight. They didn't do it on their home floor. They came down to Chase Center. Everyone was talking about Game 6 Clay. Everyone said that the Warriors found their mojo in Game 5. The Kings were done. It was a wrap. It was all over. But Mike Brown's Kings said, nah. We are turning on those effing Jets. And we're going to run. We're going to be physical. We're going to fight. We're going to claw. And the Kings did just that to force a Game 7 Sunday afternoon at Golden One Center. The Kings were huge tonight, winning on the road, holding those Warriors under 100 points on the home floor. They win 118-99. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
Holy shit. Like, I feel so many emotions that I didn't prepare myself for. 2, didn't think I would feel. Even when I was doing the post-game show on NBC Sports California, I started the show and I was going to say, let's freaking go. But then I thought about, like, can I say frickin'? I don't even know if I can say that on TV. And I was like, let's go. So then everyone thought I was just going to drop an F-bomb. But my point is, my emotions have taken over. But they haven't just taken over after this game. The entire game, I was moving in a studio, standing around, moving, not sitting down, watching this game. Had one guy next to me, Eric Manlove, shout out to him, because he had to go work. And I said, no, the Kings had a great first half. You're keeping your ass right here. And on top of that, he was standing up. And I said, you can't sit down. His back was hurting. I didn't let him sit down. And the Kings got the win.
Oh,
That's what kind of mood and mode I'm in.
You were feeling it tonight. You wanted it bad.
Feeling it. So we're the Kings.
This was just such an impressive win. The Kings' first road playoff win since 2004.
Oh, come on.
How crazy is that?
That's wild.
Just beyond proud of this team tonight. And the mission is not accomplished yet, right? You have to go win a Game 7 on your home floor.
Sure.
But step 1 was taking care of business tonight. And the Kings took care of business in a way that was so fun. It was an ugly game tonight. It was hideous. But they went on the road. They were the aggressors early. They played physical. We can go up and down the roster. And it was going to take a team effort tonight.
Absolutely.
It took a team effort tonight. It took some unlikely heroes maybe coming off the bench. Whether it was Trey Lyles, who'd been kind of quiet the last couple of games. Terrence Davis come in playing with energy, right? Kevin Huerter starting 0 for 7, but hitting 3 big threes in the second half. Keegan Murray getting off to a quick start. Sabonis
playing
early.
45 minutes, by the way.
Sabonis early blocking shots. That set the tone. it wasn't pretty for everybody, but you got to find a way to win. And then you go to Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. And Mike Brown did a hell of a job. There is so much to go over in this game, but the first and foremost, to see how this team responded after that letdown in Game 5, where they looked at that game and thought, we didn't play well, and they played great, and we were still in the game. The Kings walked in tonight believing they were the better team, and they acted like the better team. They hit the big shots. They got after it on the glass. That was a big-time performance for the Sacramento Kings. I'm jacked. Give me a beer.
Oh, it's right there.
Thank you.
There you go. It's had a whole different. They held themselves a lot differently than they did in that last game. And I'm not just talking about the way that they played. It was the energy, the composure, the attitude. The response is something that we have talked about all year long. And it's one of the reasons why I didn't completely doubt them in this game. I believed in the Warriors' experience and all the things we've talked about going into Game 6, all the things we talked about going into this series. And I still believe that they have the ability to play much better basketball in Game 7. But I don't doubt the Sacramento Kings just because I believe in what they can do. And so the Kings showed tonight and showed the NBA world what type of team they really are. Backs against the wall, on the road. Steph Curry knows how to play lights out all the damn time. And the Kings, didn't matter who was out there on the floor, they were going to make sure that they did not lose this Game 6.
If I would have told you before the game, you love when I play this game.
Ooh.
If I would have told you before the game the Kings would shoot 40% and have 20 turnovers on the road.
Game lost by end of season.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they knocked down 17 threes tonight. I think I had mentioned today with you, and then I did another appearance, an interview today. I was like, God, they're due for they got to hit 18 threes. Can they have a game where they hit 17, 18 threes? They hit 17 tonight. Then it was how they handled the glass. I told you after Game 6, you got to make a few more shots. You got to prevent second chance opportunities, and you got to rebound. They did all those things tonight. It wasn't pretty, but to win a game, let's not lose sight of the fact that the Warriors were 33-8 at home in the regular season.
Yep.
This is not an easy game to win, especially when you consider how the Warriors looked after Game 5. I'll be honest, I was talking to people before the game tonight, Morgan. I was like, well, the Warriors look like they're getting better and better.
Because they are.
And
well, they were.
that was scary, right? And so I was thinking that this was going to be ultra tough tonight.
Sure.
The Kings showed up in a big-time way. And I'm just proud of this team getting this type of playoff experience, and now they get the ultimate experience, which is a Game 7 on their home floor.
Against the defending champs. Like, what are the odds?
And it's a quick turnaround, 12:30 Sunday.
You talked about all the little things. I think one of the other little things that really validates their effort tonight, they finished the game with 10 steals. And get this stat. It's from Will Z Stats on Twitter. The Kings are now 19-2 this season, regular season and playoffs, when they have at least 10 steals. Game 1, 10. Game 2, 11. Game 6, 10. That type of defensive effort, I mean, it didn't matter if Sabonis was out there on the floor. It didn't matter if they had to go down to TD and shove him on the floor. That number shows what type of team they were defensively tonight. Their activity was just incredible.
I'm going to go to De'Aaron Fox about that.
Oh, you go.
I was worried about De'Aaron early in this game because it didn't look like he had his handle.
Yeah.
He had I think he had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and I'm thinking, and he didn't take his first shot until late in the first quarter. I was concerned, okay, is his hand that big of an issue where he's just out there almost as a decoy? It didn't look like.
I was thinking decoy too.
I don't know. I was confused. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And he came out pretty early in that first quarter, 7 minutes. They kind of went back to that regular season rotation where they bring Davion in, but they had Davion in place of Fox. De'Aaron Fox tonight played just under 37 minutes. And this guy scored 26 points. He did it efficiently, 10 of 18 shooting. He had 11 assists, 3 steals in this game, and he was in it defensively. This guy is playing with a fractured index finger in his shooting hand, and after last game, we were all concerned because he struggled down the stretch. This guy showed up tonight in a monster way. That's a playoff performance that Kings fans will be remembering for a long time because of all the odds stacked against De'Aaron Fox, and he showed up. And Mike Brown did a hell of a job tonight. I mean, Mike Brown, the fact that the big-time adjustment he made was not going with Alex Len, who had some nice moments.
Sure.
He went, we're going with Trey Lyles as a backup 5 tonight. We talked about that a lot this year. We like that lineup.
Yep.
And I think he went into it thinking, look, we'll get him in there, and we're going to space things out and make these guys defend. We could space the floor. Lyles can hit the 3. It opens up room for Fox and Monk, and those guys feasted tonight. Unbelievable.
And obviously, we'll talk more about the rotation and everything. I just want to get back to
sorry.
No, I want to get back to De'Aaron Fox. Those 11 assists, too. And you look at the way that he was getting into the paint and finding the open man. They call them the spray threes, right? Guys are just spraying out and looking good, collapsing the defense in the paint. But then on top of that, he was collapsing the defense in the paint with his shots, his shot selection. So many of them tonight were that floater, were in the paint, were that mid-range shot that you know that he loves so much. He wasn't settling from beyond the arc. And it's not like he wasn't settling, because his shot wasn't falling, so he had to get into the paint. He knew how much more of an impact he could make by getting into the paint, and that's exactly what he did. And I was worried at first. His ball handling at first, I'm like, you think about, I talked about this earlier today, ball handling, it's all about those fingertips. And his strong hand, he's missing one of those fingertips. It's going to alter the way that you dribble that ball with authority. And when you do, you have such a better feel of the ball. And he wasn't showing that at first. So for him to make whatever adjustments he did to continue to play at such a high level and get into the paint and get wherever he wanted to get, hell yeah, De'Aaron Fox.
Beyond impressive.
Yes.
Beyond impressive. He was big time tonight. And you need that. I said before the game, I don't think you could count on that just because of how he finished. I'm like, this guy's fighting through it right now. He's grinding. He was special. He was absolutely special in this one, and obviously, one of the key reasons why the Kings won. In fact, he and Monk combined for 33 points in the second half of this game, and that's the other guy, Malik Monk. I mean, what can you say about Malik Monk? Swagger, when he's going,
energy,
he's playing with force, getting to the free throw line. Not settling for bad shots. The Kings had a brief stretch in this game where they settled for some bad threes, and then they settled down and
adjusted.
And I felt like when they went to the bench unit tonight with Lyles and with Monk, even TD, it felt like they were just playing the right way. Malik Monk getting to the free throw line was massive. He was 9 of 10 at the free throw line tonight, but then he's hit big shots, couple of three threes. He was 8 of 14 shooting, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals in this one. Malik Monk, what a dog.
Didn't he have some blocks too in there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I left out the 2 blocks that he had.
Thank you.
The 2 blocks.
You do not sell him short.
He was
everywhere.
He did everything tonight.
Everything. Yeah.
And I know the rap on him is his defense isn't good. That guy was battling defensively in this game.
Activity, effort.
Yes,
it was
yes.
and that's
Preach.
It is contagious. It is truly contagious.
Not scared of the moment either. That guy is like, hey, we are going to try to win this game today. We're going to do everything we can.
One of our editors, Eric Manlove, the guy that I forced to stand up the whole time and watch the game with me. At the half, though, he left. When he came back, he said there was this one shot that he had. Malik Monk had a quote on his water bottle, and I forget what it was, but it said something like, "You got this, Malik." Or it was something like that. I want to get it from him because I told him, I'm like, tweet that out. That is so cool. And it was just like Malik Monk's own reminder to himself every single time he was going to go drink his water bottle. And what a special player he is, but what a special person he is. Every time you hear him in those post-game interviews, the walk-offs, I think he was with Kyle and Katie today, it was just positive, but the moment never seems too big for him. It's like he's very much we belong, but not we belong because we're cocky and we're all talk. We belong because we put in the work and we back our shit up.
Great performance by Malik Monk.
You can cry.
It sounded like I was. My voice is a little hoarse. I think I'm just fired up. 28 points for him. And, it's just so fun to see. Like, he could be so chaotic sometimes, and he's going to make mistakes. But here's, when Mike Brown was talking about this organization lacks soul. Well, he's one of those guys that brings soul to the locker room and soul to the floor with how he plays, right? He's got this infectious energy about him and a belief. And I think, obviously, his relationship with Fox, those two vibes so well off of each other.
Love the vibes.
I mean, those guys have to be living the dream right now. Like,
come on,
best friends.
We've talked about this.
Played at Kentucky, and here they are on the road in
They
a
played
game
AAU
6.
together.
Win or go home. And they were massive. They were huge reasons why the Kings won this game tonight.
This is the dream with your teammates growing up. I mean, I used to write letters to my teammates in class because we would go off to AAU practice after, and we would write letters about how excited we were for practice. I mean, like, when you love the game and you love the game at such a young age, but then you get to experience that with a teammate, then a teammate you get to experience the highest level, the best league in the world with. On the same team, a game 6 win with the backs against the wall. How is that even real life at that point? It's just, it's storybook. It's amazing.
And it was a night where Sabonis fouled out of this game. Sabonis only played 8 minutes in the second half. Sabonis only played 23 minutes in this game. Barnes only played 14 minutes in this game. Sabonis just had a rough night again. And some of the officiating early. I mean, in the first half, there's one point I think I puked all over G-Man because it was so bad. Yeah,
too.
it was really bad.
No,
I mean,
sure.
that jump ball with he and Looney, and Looney, it wasn't intentional, but got connected with him.
But here's the thing. If it was Steph Curry, they would have reviewed it. That's how I always look at things. I go, oh, all right, no respect.
Yeah.
Oh, no respect.
The fifth foul was a cheapie when he kind of bumped Curry. I'm like, you calling that? Whatever. It was a rough night. And look, he's got to keep, he's been fighting through this the whole season. You got to keep rocking with him. And hopefully he can bounce back into game 7. But that's why you have a team, right? This is not why you go, hey, we just rely on one guy. It's why you have other guys that come in and step up. And Trey Lyles came in and played a big-time role in this game tonight. Even someone like Kevin Huerter, who started 0 for 7, and you're going, is he ever going to hit a shot again?
That's how I felt.
His first 3 took Hugh Rush so bad. What do you know? Mike Brown rolled with him, because what Mike Brown saw from him tonight was he saw a better defensive effort.
Yeah.
And that's what his biggest concern with Kevin Huerter. He's not worried about the shot.
Nope. He's got other guys that can shoot too.
He wants Kevin to be engaged defensively. And so when Kevin's engaged defensively, Kevin, you're playing. And you need to keep shooting because it's going to drop. And that trust and belief goes such a long way with a player for their confidence, not only in themselves, but like just with the coaching staff, the vibes. He saw the compete level from Kevin tonight, and Kevin came up big with a couple of massive 3-pointers in that fourth quarter. I thought the Kings did such a great job tonight where it looked like the Warriors are maybe closing the gap. Steph would hit a 3, then Fox would come back down and hit a 3. Malik Monk would drive baseline, an incredible finish. They answered the call all night long against this Warriors team. There was no legitimate run. You felt like, are they going to make a run here? The Kings kept pushing, and they found a way to win this game by 19 points.
Well, that is the wild part too, right? It's the way that they crushed them. And they crushed them, on the Warriors. The Kings won this game, but the Warriors also lost this game. And I say that because of little things. Steph Curry missing 3 free throws. Has that ever happened?
Morgan, he missed free throws. Jordan Poole's missing free throws. They were 25. They missed 10 free throws in this game. 25 of 35 tonight.
Whatever was going on with them mentally, whatever wasn't clicking for them, I loved it. But this is the best part, what the Kings did. They capitalized on it. They took those charges. They kept making sure that they were going to feel deflated. They came out big in the third. They finished strong in the fourth. They were like, we know if we let up at any point of this game, our big guy, Sabonis, just got fouled out. It didn't matter what the angle, what the storyline was. TDE got fouled out after playing an incredible job on Curry. We don't care. Next man up mentality, keep stepping on the gas pedal. And that's what they did when the Warriors were down.
They just answered it at every point.
Every point.
And it was beyond phenomenal to see. where do you want to go next with this? Who do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Let's go to bench right now. But then I do want to go to Sabonis. I want to go to everything with that angle. But let's just go to bench. I think 52 bench points it was for this Sacramento Kings. We talked a little bit about Trey Lyles and what he added. We talked a little, and we can talk more about the small ball too. We talked about Malik Monk, but even Terrence Davis, I just want to give so much love to him. He looked so damn fatigued by the end and was like looking at the bench, like take me out right before that final foul that he had. Like, I need a second. He's fatigued. You want to know why he's fatigued? Because he's not playing 20 minutes a night. He's not playing even 15 minutes a night of NBA basketball, but he stays ready, and he stayed ready tonight. I know he got a lot of fouls in his small amount of minutes, but it was the energy. It was the bump that he brought off the bench that added so much to this team tonight.
And I think that's what they told him. I don't care that you're picking up fouls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You have 6. And he found out later. You're not playing 30 minutes tonight. Go out there, be physical, make guys
tire
work,
out
chase
Steph. Yep.
And you talk about the missed free throws tonight. Look, this is something I've talked about a lot this week. I said, once this series shifts to game 5,
You did.
there's only a day off in between games. And Steph has been playing heavy minutes. Steph, because it was a blowout, ends up playing 36 tonight. He had played 43, before that 42 or something like that.
Yeah.
He's playing heavy minutes. This Warriors team is a little older. They have the mileage. Having a couple days off is beneficial. These quick turnarounds with the pace that the Kings want to play and the Kings like mindset to push is difficult. The intensity, Steph working hard offensively, even harder than he usually has to work because the Kings are throwing different looks at him and making him work. The turnaround time and the recovery is not there for the Warriors. And I don't know, did that play a role? I thought Wiggins looked hampered at times. I don't know. He was like grabbing his back a couple of times. I don't know if he's good. Is he tired?
Yeah.
Jordan Poole was making mistakes. I know he's dealing with an ankle thing too. Curry missing 3 free throws.
It was, I mean,
you could call it mental. It could be fatigue too.
It was fatigued mentally, fatigued physically,
Yep.
whatever it was. These guys coming off the bench, I'm giving so much credit to. And even Davion Mitchell, I know he only had 11 minutes and 5 points. In those minutes that he was playing, he looked good, but it was Mike Brown was just rolling with his other guys. And one of those moments happened when TD fouled out.
Yep.
Mike Brown put Sabonis in the game. You saw Davion Mitchell on the bench, and everyone's kind of like, what's going on here? I mean, the angle before the game we were talking about, could Mike Brown put Davion Mitchell in the starting lineup?
Yeah,
because Kevin Huerter hadn't been playing his game. We saw that wasn't the case. I'm glad that wasn't the case. Davion Mitchell has been one of the better players for the Sacramento Kings in this series and didn't get to show it tonight, but that was okay. He didn't need to be that guy tonight because they relied on other guys. And that's just what I appreciated about Mike Brown's trust in everybody tonight.
I think his thought with Davion tonight, he was rolling. When you're in desperation mode and you have to win, you want to roll with the group that's getting it going and performing at a high level. He felt like the energy was good from that group. He was going to keep going with what was working, and this is the sacrifice that we talk about. This is why it sounds cheesy, but they all signed that all-in poster before the year that they're all in. And we talk about guys staying ready. Like, hey, TD, tonight you played 20 minutes. Hopefully, maybe you play in Game 7, but you got to go out there and play well in Game 7.
Yeah.
Davion, we may need the Kings may need Davion to play 30 minutes in a Game 7. Who knows? But you have to stay ready and engage, and most importantly, be in on the mission. And that's just to win. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter if Sabonis plays 23 minutes or HB doesn't play a lot tonight. You go with what is working because you're trying to advance and win here.
Hey, why did small ball work so well tonight?
Why did it work?
Tell us.
Space him out. Give Monk some room to do his thing. Let him attack. Fox attack. And then you've got shooters to spray out around, and then it helps when guys knock down shots. We talk about adjustments, and Mike Brown's adjustment was to go with the small ball lineup, which was interesting. And it wasn't just knocking down threes. That's helpful. It was the mindset of going out and getting a rebound. Kevon Looney in this series has been a man on a mission. You'll take it tonight. He had 7 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist 1 assist. This guy's been averaging
Yeah.
like 8 assists a game the last 3 games. It's been crazy. Draymond Green was in foul trouble tonight. Their bigs weren't a factor. So Lyles comes in, and yeah, he's knocking down shots. He's rebounding.
Huge.
And he's, I mean, some tough rebounds in there tonight. I love seeing that from Trey Lyles. He finishes with 12 points, 10 rebounds. He also had 2 steals, 5 of 10 shooting. He read it well, man. You could tell he was locked into some. And this is what happens as the series goes on. There's more tape. You start to learn tendencies of teams. And he was reading it well. One of the big-time steals he had, he just left his man because he knew where the ball was going. Boom, got it. Great help. And the Kings did a good job. Warriors had 19 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, just I mean, incredible job by the Kings. I mean, obviously the Warriors weren't sharp tonight, but the Kings altered their game tonight. They made them think twice. They were getting handsy and deflecting balls and making sure that their hands were in the passing lanes. They were getting blocks. What was it? 8 blocks, I think, as a team they finished with.
Yeah, shout out to Monk, but Herter also had a call. I thought Herter had a really solid defensive
on Clay,
game.
his active hands, everything. I mean, you saw that.
That's why he was on the floor.
That's exactly it. And you saw that effort from everybody with the Kings, just truly locked in on a different level. And then Keegan Murray with two charges. I had to think about what I was going to say. He took 2 charges tonight. That first one from Draymond trying to fall back down on him, be like, like it's just such a little shit. And then took the second one. He also had that dunk when he was wide open and Dante DiVincenzo came over, fouled him, but they didn't call the foul. He threw it down, so it didn't matter. But I just thought Keegan, even defensively with some of those moments, did a fantastic job sacrificing his body, being there for his teammates, again, deflating the Warriors offense.
He played a game high 45 minutes in this game. He had the shot rolling early, ends up finishing 5 of 17. Keegan took 17 shots. I don't care. Hey, you take him. He was 4-13 from 3. You mentioned his impact in this game. My favorite thing, 12 rebounds.
Yeah.
Keegan with 12 rebounds, and how about 5 of those offensive rebounds?
Oh, my God.
Sabonis, I know he had a rough night. I understand it. He had 9 offensive rebounds in this game. Sabonis had 9 offensive rebounds in this game in 23 minutes. Okay, so the Kings on the night, when offensive rebounds, second chance points, that was such a big topic for this team. Sacramento ends up with 18 offensive rebounds.
Or 18 second chance points.
Yes, the Warriors only had 8 second chance points in this game. Kings win the rebounding advantage 53-42. It was such an impressive performance. The Kings defense was locked in.
All around.
They were physical. That's a big-time performance. And if you're a Kings fan tonight, of course you're excited for the Game 7 coming up on Sunday. This type of performance in their first playoff series together should excite you. It should excite you that Keegan Murray is showing signs of doing more out there than just like shooting threes.
Yeah.
The guy's putting the ball on the floor. He's getting after rebounds. He's taking charges, putting his body on the line. Seeing those type of moments and going, what's Keegan look like in year 2, year 3?
That's it.
Oh, Fox is in his prime. Sabonis, what kind of lessons can you learn from this matchup? What can you do to evolve your game in the future? Kevin Herter, all right, fighting through postseason struggles. What can you learn mentally? What can you do on the floor better to avoid this in the future? These are all lessons, win or lose.
Getting this experience against an experienced team, not a playoff experienced team, a championship, multiple championship experienced team like the Warriors. Like, you are learning from the best of the best. You are learning hands-on too. You're not just learning from a coach who says, hey, I was a part of it, I know what we need to do. You're learning by the experience of playing against it. And it's not like, oh, this is such a cute story. They're competing. It's great. No, they keep having these games, 3-3 now, both teams where one or the other is playing better basketball. And we go back to that game 4 when it came down to to Harrison Barnes' shot, the missed 3-pointer, and you just look at how the Kings even played in that one, and you go, okay, that one came down. It's a whole different story right now if that 3-pointer was made. And look, instead, we get to talk about a Game 7 on Sunday. Let me say it again. Game 7 on Sunday.
Game 7, ABC, Mike Breen on the call with Van Gundy and Jackson, Lisa Salters again in Sacramento. It's going to be special. Let's give some love to the nearly 1,000 people watching us live right now on
Why,
a
thank
Friday
you.
night. If you're watching us live, the biggest thing you can do is make sure you're subscribed to this channel. It doesn't cost you a dime. Subscribe. Also, give us a thumbs up. Click that like button. It just helps this channel grow so more and more Kings and NBA fans around the world get to see the content we're doing in Sacramento.
So, Deuce, something else I mentioned early on before in our pre-show a little bit about how one of our editors, Eric Manlove, was in there when the Kings were doing well. So I made him stand in there the whole game. Toward the end of the game, usually Matt Barnes and Kenny Thomas come back into the studio around a certain time. And I said, hey, can we lock the door so they can't get in here? I don't want to ruin the vibe.
You are psycho.
And Matt Barnes comes in to get his bag.
Do you tell him to get out?
Yes. And I said, can you get out of here? He's like, I'm just grabbing this bag. I'm talking shit to everyone out there. And I was like, all right, Matt, you're good. You're good. And he mentioned it on the postgame show and he goes, you did the right thing. And he bumped me.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to Henry Turner during the game.
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding you. His arm must be bruised.
Oh.
I mean, the amount of times I punch him.
Deuce.
I hit him.
HR violation.
Oh no, he loved it. We
Oh,
were
really?
amped up in there.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
You know, it's just seeing this team compete like this. It just shows you that this team is building something special for the future. To get their first road win together, and I was telling you this, I was at the game tonight, obviously. We're in San Francisco for those watching us going, I've seen a couple people in the comments tonight go, your guys' background's kind of lame. What's up with it? It's like, yeah, we're not in studio tonight.
Hotel. We added some purple lights.
And also, why are you're not wearing headphones and I am?
Well, because you were making sure the audio was working all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take them off.
Okay.
Yeah, being at Chase tonight.
Yeah.
At 5 p.m. tip, 20 minutes before tip-off, the place is empty.
Well, you joined us on NBC Sports California postgame show.
Yeah.
And so, and I asked you, what was the vibe?
I know. I'm about to talk about it.
okay.
Yeah, that's where it's going. Just to be clear.
I
that's
thought
why
you were
brought it up.
ending there, and I was like, no,
I
tell me
wasn't.
more.
So it was a 5 p.m. tip-off, which is weird. San Francisco, last minute, late arriving crowd. But by the time tip-off, people were in their seats.
Okay.
It was such a quiet crowd tonight. There were times I'm going, they weren't even, Sabonis fouls out. You thought you'd get a standing ovation. No. Actually, the loudest the crowd got, to be honest, is when Sabonis got elbowed in the
Dude,
eye.
I heard.
He was on the ground, and he was on the ground for a second, and they were booing him. And I was
Such
watching,
assholes.
and I'm like, yeah, the guy's bleeding. Do you think it was like WWE and he bladed himself? Did you think he cut himself open? You guys are booing a guy who just got elbowed in the face. But again, let's just be clear. Warriors fans mad at Sabonis because Draymond Green got suspended for stomping on Sabonis. Just to be clear.
Deuce, he provoked
Oh, okay.
Draymond.
Okay,
So
my
that
bad,
is
my bad,
just
my
as
bad.
bad as the stomp.
Just to be clear.
Yes.
They're mad at
Yes.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I've been to playoff games at Oracle in Oakland.
Yeah.
This building is not like that. The fans that are at this building have to be different because the vibes were awful. It was terrible.
It
was
looked like
quiet.
it on TV from the
It
studio.
was so quiet. And
Yeah.
I know the Kings had something to do with it, but there were moments in this game you're like, Warriors are making a run here. It was such a disappointing atmosphere. It was quiet. And then with 4 minutes to go, you would have thought that someone hit the fire alarm because people were leaving.
Wait, so was it that much better in game 3 and 4 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
tonight was the quietest it's ever
Whoa.
been. And to be fair, I thought game 5 in Sacramento was disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought the crowd was disappointing in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Game 5.
Oh, I
It was
agree.
just it wasn't
just felt flat.
It wasn't game 1 and game 2.
Yeah.
So game 7, 12:30, Kings fans, set your alarm for
It's
6.
early.
If you're going to the game, have your fun early, get to the game. You leave it all out there for
Take
game
Monday
7.
off.
Yeah.
Do what you need. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying because of drinking. I'm saying because you won't be able to talk is my thing.
The reality, though, is as that game went on, the Kings sucked the life out of this crowd. And so on a night where you have 2 of your stars in Sabonis and Barnes not play big minutes
Yeah.
because they weren't effective and other guys were rolling, to win this game in the fashion the Kings won tells you a lot about what Mike Brown is building with this team. This team they're tough, man. They're tough. And by the way, a team that was, let's be honest about it, at times this year, a joke defensively.
At times, a huge joke. And then
and
have
look
their
at-
moments, but it was never consistent, right?
Right. look at what they've done this playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, they have played gritty at times. They played tough. They're going to have their breakdowns, but they were really, really good tonight.
You know what I feel? For the most part, I feel like both these teams, whether they would admit that right now or not, I feel like they really respect one another. They respect the competition level and the type of basketball that's being played. And so it can get chippy without getting out of hand. And I never feel like it really crossed the line until a stomp came and someone got it. But that was one thing, one time, right? And besides that, like even the Looney's elbow, he didn't mean to. And that's why it was like, okay, shit happens and you play on. The only thing is, if it was Steph or some other superstar in the league, it would have been reviewed and they'd have been like, protect him at all costs, protect him at all costs. So that's the only frustrating part. But besides that, yeah, Looney's a great guy. He's still playing at such a high level. But I love that the Kings were able to break down the Warriors tonight on their home floor.
Let's give some love to all the people watching us live right now.
Thank you.
Well over 1,000 people watching us live on a Friday night. We appreciate you guys so much. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed as well. We should also acknowledge some of the people who have donated tonight on the Super Chat. You guys are unbelievable. Shout out to Jim for Taco donating $2, saying Jimmer Fredette Magic. Okay, that's random. I like it.
I like
Got to
it.
Dissect Podcast donating $10. So proud of this effing team, Kings in 7.
You're the best.
Brian Rose donates $2, saying the energy at the watch party was epic. Hell yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Blaniac Sports donates $5. You two are freaking awesome. Go Kings. Thank you.
Thanks.
Leroy David says 2 words, beam cream. It's effing delicious. Thanks to Cameron donating $20. Thanks to Doug for donating $5, saying light the beam and fire the laser. Ismail donates $5, saying when Malik Monk plays great for us, we always have a great shot at winning. I agree with that.
Game 1, 2, and then 6.
He's been really good at this series. And I think I failed to acknowledge that on a couple of our podcasts where I was talking about who's been better since the postseason started. I kept saying it was Fox and Mitchell. And in all fairness, even though Malik Monk hasn't been efficient at all times,
2 down games, maybe.
his scoring has been way up in the postseason. And
his energy
means everything for this team.
presence.
You need that from your bench tonight, and you got it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the games that he obviously is playing well, you're just seeing the Kings pull out a W. And that's what you need from him. When his chaotic energy is under control, it's beautiful. He does beautiful things at finishing at the rim. I mean, we're seeing games where the Kings weren't even they're scoring at such a low level when it came to scoring in the restricted area and some of these losses. And the games that they do better, they're getting deep into the paint. They're getting to the basket, just doing a much better job. And I love what Malik Monk's been able to add.
Shawnee Sean donates $5, saying Herter making a couple of threes opens up the offense so much. Hopefully that continues. And Keegan with 45 minutes played. Let's go. Yeah, the Kevin Herter thing, you look at him and go, God, you came into this game shooting 4 of 25 from 3. He started so slow tonight. He finishes 3 of 11. All 3 of his makes were from downtown, 3 of 8 from downtown. But for him, he also had a couple of blocks. But what I really enjoyed about him tonight is that you keep firing. And Morgan, you have to think, seeing 3 of those go in tonight, including 2 in the fourth quarter, they kind of like seal the deal for Sacramento. It has to help his confidence. It has to help him going into Game 7.
You know what I think truly helped his confidence, even with those shots, was exactly what you were saying. His activity defensively. I think for some
deflections, block shots.
Some players, like we talk about how, you got to let your defense create your offense, but you shouldn't just rely on one thing or another. And I think what Kevin Herter did a great job tonight of, and he's done such a great job all series, is trying not to get in his own head. And the times that he wasn't doing well was when he was in his own head about just the shooting and wasn't doing the other things. Tonight, he was doing some of the other things, staying active on the defensive end, getting some rebounds, getting some blocks, and then his shots started to fall too. It's just, yes, it's a very positive thing going into Game 7.
Dude, yeah, you have to get him going at some point. And he's too good of a shooter to be shooting this poorly the whole series. So for him to knock down 3, all in the second half, 2 in the fourth quarter, that's big time stuff. Shout out to Kenneth for donating $50. Morgan. Kenneth says, picked up where I left off. Haven't yelled at my TV this much since we were last in the playoffs. Kenneth also donated 50 memberships on YouTube. Love
my
you
God,
guys.
thank you.
Seriously, we love all you guys for being here, hanging out with us tonight. What were you gonna say, Morgan? You feel like
No, I was just thinking about like everything tonight and just like all the different angles and how the Kings won in dramatic fashion. Like just everything from Kevin Herter finding his way to Domas being fouled out to Davion Mitchell not getting as many minutes after we actually thought about him being a starter, to Harrison Barnes not really finding his groove tonight, and then to the Golden State Warriors not playing their top-notch game. I just like, this game was so thrilling. Was so the drama within.
dogs?
Dogs.
That was a dog performance tonight.
It was. It was. And like, I'm trying to think how I would feel like if for some reason the Warriors matched their performance and made it a game and stayed in it. I would still feel very proud of this team, but now it's just a different type of thing I get to celebrate, which is
we can't
dope.
we can't oversell what they did tonight.
Right. I
This
know.
is not an easy place to play. I think I saw before the game, I had a stat of the Warriors' record at home during the playoffs under Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
And it is shocking how good they are. I'm going to pull it up here
Okay.
if I can in a second. So give me a second.
No,
here.
you pull it up.
I got it. So according to my research, Golden State is 58-12 at home in the playoffs in the Steve Kerr era. 58-12.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And this year, 33-8 at home during the regular season. Shout out to my best friend Kendra Andrews, who says the Warriors' 19-point loss tonight is their largest home loss with a chance to clinch in franchise history. And the 19-point margin also matches the Kings' largest win in franchise history when facing elimination.
Thank you, Kendra.
My dear friend.
I love that stat for us.
Just so you guys know, Kendra Andrews works at ESPN, and she covers the Warriors.
Incredible.
She is a superstar, and yeah. she's
Super
awesome.
sweet human, but I mean, just incredible talent. So love that stat too.
Man, the chat is just going crazy tonight. Armando, I just saw this pop up. He asked who got the Depog tonight.
TD.
Terrence Davis. And it was just his activity. You needed his activity tonight. You got to give credit to Mike Brown for trying different things. These are the games you have to try different things. You could lose, but you have to be careful too. You don't want to just throw a whole bunch of random things out there. You have to throw things that make sense. And he gave Terrence Davis a chance. And TD's gotten chances, and it hasn't always been pretty. Tonight, he did a good job with his activity out there, and he had the task of, hey, I know you haven't played lately. Can you go chase around Steph Curry in a must-win situation?
Yeah.
Good luck, pal.
Go get him, Tiger. Yeah. That was, again, adding on to the drama. And when I saw him go in and saw Mike Brown go in that direction, it's funny. I never felt doubt. I felt very confident in the way that Mike Brown was also coaching tonight. And I think, obviously, who cares? It's just a feeling. But at the same time, I was feeling what I was seeing out there. And I saw confidence from Mike Brown into what he was feeling with his guys, not only just by putting them into the rotation, but running with some of the guys, letting them have a longer leash if he felt like he wanted to run with them. And it ended up working. It ended up being something great for this King squad. And I just hope that they can continue with this same type of game plan going into Game 7, because let's not be naive. The Golden State Warriors are going to make their adjustments. They don't have much time to make their adjustments, but they're going to make the necessary adjustments. And Steph Curry, until he proves us wrong, I mean, he never dies. Ever. Ever, ever, ever.
Yeah, I
Ever.
mean, it's
Immortal.
yeah, we'll talk about Game 7. We will get there. But
What are you doing?
someone in the chat was asking for a poll question.
You didn't do one.
Well, because I didn't have the log. Our setup's a little different. And I don't
Okay.
know why it's not posting right now. So
Ugh, so annoying.
let's see if I'll try again. Okay.
Hey.
I had to leave out one person. We want to get 4 options. So the candidates tonight, who was your dog? Fox, Monk, TD, or Lyles. And if you think it's Keegan, you can drop Keegan's name in there. But the early voting right now is Malik Monk. Who's your dog of the game?
I feel like there's so many. There's so many. I almost want to just say
The team. You want to say
no. I want to say De'Aaron Fox because I think his ability to still play at a high level, even though you're getting those energy sparks in the X Factor stuff and Trey Lyles staying ready, TD staying ready, Keegan Murray playing 45 minutes, which is the second most minutes he played this season. The most minutes he's played this season.
for sure.
The
Had to have
first
been.
most was the Clippers double OT
And this
win.
was in regulation, so 45 minutes tonight for Keegan.
Correct. So
Who's your dog?
I'm going to go with De'Aaron Fox. 9.5 fingers. His floaters were incredible. His ability to get into the paint. And I know 9.5 fingers kind of sounds like a joke, but truly what that can do to your game when you're a point guard, when you're someone who is shooting the ball, and to still be able to play at that level, to find your teammates. Just beautiful basketball from him.
It's hard to go against what you're saying because Fox,
Yeah.
what he is playing through right now to play, and he might need surgery this
Sure.
offseason, and this injury is not going away. He's still finding ways to be impactful out there, and it wasn't just scoring. The scoring's great, right? Like, oh my God, you're still finding ways to score even when this issue is happening with your shooting hand. But his compete level defensively tonight was outstanding.
Yep.
But my dog tonight,
Ooh.
I got to agree with the people.
Okay. Stop.
Malik Monk.
There we go.
Malik, you need the others to step up. The others matter in
Yes.
this series. And
Yes.
so much of this series has been Fox. Fox shows up. Who else is showing up? It's been a mystery. Who else is showing up? Some nights it's nobody else. Usually that's when the Kings lose. Tonight, Malik Monk was a dog. And he did it on both ends. He competed. He had big drives. He attacked. Mike Brown wants paint touches and spray threes. He did that. He got to the free throw line. He crossed guys over. He made plays. And he had blocks. He brought it. And for him to come off the bench tonight and play just a tick under 32 minutes and do what he did, outstanding. And I mean, it's hard to even give a dog of the day game because I felt like the Kings just were dogs. And this is their mentality that they have, this will that they have. People are going to be talking about this Kings team going into next year as a team to watch, as a team that can compete. And I'm just so impressed with what they did tonight.
For Keegan Murray, StatMuse put out a tweet: 15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 3-pointers. First rookie in NBA history to reach those numbers off the bench. Wait, in a playoff game.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, reach those numbers off the bench.
They got that
screwed up.
wrong. They
Yep.
got that wrong. Okay.
So they thought it was off the bench. That's hilarious.
Ooh, awkward StatMuse.
Yeah, that was really awkward.
More awkward that Morgan read it,
Yeah,
or more awkward that they posted?
Well, I started reading it, and then I'm like, okay. But yeah, so Keegan's minutes, incredible. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. I talked about the steals. The pace. Okay, here we go. This is what I love. So Will Z stats again. A look at the 5 highest paced games in the playoffs so far. Kings Warriors. Look at that. They're the highest pace game on 4/28, which was today.
Yeah.
So today was the highest paced game.
The other one was Celtics Hawks the other 5 days ago. Then
Yep.
Kings Warriors.
And so look at that. Whenever we talked about the Kings pushing, go, 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 we kept talking about that. The Warriors getting tired. The Kings just keep pushing on them. That pace is killer. That is what has helped the Kings team all season long. But to be able to do that in the playoffs and a team not be able to slow you down, that's when you really got something special.
Well, let's talk about Game 7.
Ooh, push the pace.
Game 7.
Yeah.
Game 7, where legends are made. You're on your home floor, and this is why you want home court advantage, right? Like this is why you try to get into the top 4. So when you're in a series, if it goes 7, you're at home. The Kings have a home court advantage because their fans are outrageous.
Sure.
It's going to be an atmosphere unlike any other. And the Kings have a chance to exercise some demons here because Game 7s in Kings history have not been a good thing. I can think of a few. I can think of Game 7, 2004 against Minnesota. That was kind of the end of things. Chris Webber coming back from the knee injury. They lose to Minnesota. KG was outrageous. I can think of Game 7 in 2003 when the Kings lost in Dallas in the second round. Chris Webber got injured in Game 2, and the Kings still found a way to force a Game 7, but came up short and lost that series. And that team, if Webber doesn't go down, probably wins a championship. And then you can go back to 2002, the Game 7 that no Kings fan will ever forget, when the Kings lost to the LA Lakers at home in a close game, but the Kings missed a ton of free throws, some big-time misses late, and lost that game to the Lakers. My point is, Game 7s have not been good for the Sacramento Kings. Now you're faced with a Game 7 on your home floor against the defending champion Warriors.
Holy.
The winner gets to meet the LA Lakers, who won by 40 tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. Wow. I think for Sacramento, don't overthink this stuff. You just played an elimination game
Correct.
on the road.
And you didn't play like it was like your backs were up against. You didn't play desperate is my point.
I felt like I disagree. I think they played desperate from the standpoint that they got after it, got the rebounds, they played hard. That's desperation to me. Desperate doesn't always mean, oh, we're going to just do everything.
Well,
it's
then,
like, no, we're going to fight.
Then play desperate then. I mean, but see, that's the thing though, because I think for them, Deuce, if the Kings never played like that, I'd be like, wow, they played desperate tonight and it worked. The reason why I'm not going to call it desperate tonight
because you've seen it.
Because we've seen it, and because we've seen it consistently throughout this season. The way that they respond when they have a bad game, they lose, whatever it may be. Sometimes they would play a team back to back and they would respond differently in that second game. The adjustments made with their mentality and with just their strategy, they would execute it. And the way that they are capable of executing it in such a quick amount of time has been incredible for a team, their first year in 16 seasons. That's making a postseason one, but in their first year really together as this squad with this coach, and they're accomplishing what they're accomplishing and buying in and making those quick changes from game to game. That's what's been, I think, one of the most intriguing things about this Sacramento King squad, and that's why I don't doubt them going into this Game 7.
You don't.
At all.
And look, the champs aren't going to go down easy.
No.
All right? You can enjoy this
I don't doubt them
victory.
either.
I'm not going to doubt them.
No.
It's going to be a battle. And if anything of this series tells you, it's going to be a battle. This series has been fantastic. And I can tell you this, the NBA is beyond excited to have this series go to a Game 7 in Sacramento. Defending champs on the ropes, taking on Sacramento Kings. Winner advances to the second round with a matchup against the LA Lakers. Yeah, I mean, for Sacramento, it's quite simple, and I'm sure we'll talk more about this before 12:30 p.m. on Sunday. What day is it? Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You play like you did tonight.
Yeah.
With that compete, you're going to have a shot. And sometimes it's not, we don't need to complicate things. And I think I'd be curious of Mike Brown. I feel like you could put me on the coaching staff at this point, Morgan, because my message going into Game 6 was simple. Hit a few more shots.
Oh, wow.
Get some rebounds.
You're a
and
coach.
Compete, and you're going to give yourself a chance to win. They did that tonight.
You're an NBA coach.
The Kings have played well enough in this series to win. They probably should have won Game 4. Game 5, they didn't play great. The Warriors played great, and they had a chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
Push the pace.
Push the pace.
I'm going to say this to you again, I'm going to say it forever. They have had that mindset since the season started. When Mike Brown was yelling at them, sprinting, said, "Turn on the effing Jets." They have done it all year.
Their
they pushed
identity.
the pace. They didn't load manage. These guys are conditioned and ready to do it. They have to do this in Game 7. This Warriors team, I'm going to say this again, They may be champions. They may have the will and the heart of a champion, and they could still win. But if you want the best chance, you run, because they will get gassed. This is a lot for them. This turnaround is even quicker from game 5 to 6. Game 6 tonight was a 5 o'clock game. Game 7's at 12:30 in Sacramento. The last thing they wanted to do was get on a bus to come back to Sacramento, and they're doing that. This is a Warriors team that is feeling it right now, and they felt like they were maybe turning the corner, but tonight was a step back for them. The Kings hit that accelerator, turn on the jets, and run. Poise, physicality, shot making, composure,
effort.
And let's take away the team for a second. 18,000 in the building.
Ooh.
You got to bring it. I don't want any excuses. And by the way, if they end up losing in game 7, you don't leave early. You stand and give that team a standing ovation as they leave the floor. You don't leave early even if the game's decided.
I don't care.
You stay to the very end and give this team some love, because this Beam team from the capital city of Sacramento
early game
has brought it
early
this year.
game. Early game. No excuses. Zero. I don't care what you're going to say your excuses. You have no excuse. No excuses. So soak it all in, because this is pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool.
It's amazing.
We get to experience this, and that we get to experience this with some really special basketball being played. So, yeah, I'm soaking it in.
We need to acknowledge a couple of things before we hit on out. Shout out to our guy Peyton, who donated $5.
Thank you.
Who's calling out Looney for this elbow on Sabonis, and then of course Draymond with his kick above the head tonight. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that. Looney didn't do that on purpose.
No,
it happens, but yeah, I didn't like how Warriors fans responded.
Oh yeah, that was gross and weird, but I mean, whatever. Who cares? They were quiet anyway, so.
We should also mention that Night Chat is presented by our buddy Sean Stanfield over rate.com/Sean Stanfield. Sean in Mexico right now, enjoying a little vacay.
With some Kings on the TV.
With some Kings on the TV. And you can also call or text him anytime. Even right now, if you are thinking about refinancing, you have questions about, does it make sense for me? Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Or if you want to buy a house, can you afford to buy a house? You have questions about the process. Sean and his team over at Guaranteed Rate can walk you through the process. So go to his website today, rate.com/Sean Stanfield, or hit him up at 916-276-7563. That's 916-75. Let me try it again. 916-276-7563. I actually had it. My bad. Thanks so much to our friends over at
Guarantee.
Right.
Guarantee.
Right.
Speaking of guarantee.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley did guarantee the Kings would win. So we'll see.
Whoa.
We'll see.
Okay, Chuck.
We'll see how that looks.
Okay.
Adam says, I love Mo on the left side. Let's be honest, she has the power. It's the power side. Is the left side the power side?
It's my better side.
Should we start switching on the pod? Do you want to start doing that? How much would that throw people off if we started doing that all the time? I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah, no.
It doesn't mess with me at all.
Well, on the podcast at home, it doesn't matter. But like on a broadcast, I love this side more. But the hosting, I guess you're supposed to be technically on my right side, whatever. But this is like my good side. So, like this is where I put my hair behind and everything, but whatever. We'll just go to whatever side they put me on. I don't really care. Oh my God.
Well, my message to end things tonight. Shout out to Jesse donating $10 in Game 7 loading. Game 7 is loading. Enjoy these moments. Tonight was a moment you enjoy, and I hope all Kings fans who watch that game at home or wherever you listen to it or consuming it later or whatever, enjoy these, because these are the type of experiences a team needs as they venture into a path of success and sustainable success. You have to go through the tough moments. You have to lose tough games. You have to win tough games. And now they have an opportunity to be Game 7 on their home floor. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but guess what? Tonight was tough, and they showed up. I can't wait for Sunday.
My Game 7 message is in a cappella form because everyone keeps asking for it. No. Oh, don't you dare look down. Can't you see that gleam? It's a lit up town. They said, shut up and light the beam. This laser is a Kingsman's dream. They said, ooh, shut up and light the beam. We were victims losing games in the most dark and depressing ways. A joke of the league, it was a shame. Oh, we were bound to see the laser, bound to see the laser. Mike Brown took charge. I don't know how it happened. He took the floor and he said, oh, don't you dare look down. Can't you see that gleam? It's a lit up town. They said, shut up and light the beam. This laser is a Kingsman's dream. They said, ooh, shut up and light the beam.
Let's go. We got a Game 7 on Sunday. I'm Juice. I'm ready to go. Deuce and Mo will be live after Game 7, win or lose, and we're going to have fun no matter what. We've enjoyed this ride together. We've enjoyed the losses, the wins. Remember, we were doing night chats when Corey Joseph was playing for the Kings.
You know Kojo slander.
We are here, and we're going to ride together. We're going to enjoy this roller coaster ride together. Appreciate you guys so much. You guys make this so
You're the
much
shit.
fun.
You really do. Thank you.
And just know we are going to do this forever.
I wish. I hope. This is so fun. You guys make this so cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us a space that we can all be together too.
And one thing before we close,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we brought up on the pod or the pre-show.
What?
Before the season, Morgan had to do something at Media Day where she had to draw a Kings logo on like an iPad or something.
In like
and they
15
were joking
seconds.
with it about it. It was the Lion logo, and they joked about it and said, hey, would you get that tattooed if the Kings made the playoffs? And you said yes. So prior to Game 6 yesterday on the off day, you got your drawing, not the actual logo, the drawing of the logo
one I did.
tattooed on your wrist.
Yeah, thank you, Studio Inc. Kelly, local Sacramento artist on J Street. She did such an amazing job.
Can you show it?
Yeah, well, and I did say it blurs out when I get too close. I'll tweet it out too. But if the Kings make the finals, I'll get a little, because I already had a heart on my wrist. So there's a heart and then the Lion logo. I'll put a little purple beam right here.
I love
Yeah,
Kings. I like
wouldn't
it.
that be cute?
And Morgan had a vision board before the season we've talked about. She made me a vision board shirt. I actually had this shirt under my suit tonight.
Dude.
And I'm glad I did. And guess what? Tomorrow,
Are you going to do it for Game Sun? Yeah.
You're damn right.
Cool.
We keep this rolling.
Let's go.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back again Sunday. Enjoy your night. We love you, but we gots to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your night. Sleeping.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell